Is it possible to be very photogenic, but ugly in real life? Not only is it possible, but the opposite is too, and much more common. Among my many activities, I'm a professional studio photographer. Take my word for it. My work is literally how to make you the most photogenic possible with my tools. I'm going to try and sum this up the simplest I can. First, you want to remember a now worldly revealed secret, that there is a lot of post-production on most of the pictures you see. And there are different kinds, retouching and light editing. Those two combined skillfully give you just about any picture you want. Let's put retouching, making hips thinner, making boobs bigger, erasing pimples, etc., aside, and keep in mind natural, unaltered pictures, picture you might take with your cell phone, and, at the most, pictures with a small light editing, changing the contrasts, tones of color, luminosity, etc. Then, I usually say there is no such thing as photogenic, but a couple of consensual photogenic and multiple photogenics. There's a right kind of lighting for every face and body, and object, mind you. To very basically explain photogenic, scientifically, it all has to do with your bone structure, the texture of your skin, I said texture, not shade, tint, or color, and the way light interacts with all that. No kidding. Again, the word photography comes from the Latin photos, light, clarity, and graphine, to draw, write, paint. So writing/painting with light. Get it right this time and understand the hard truth, it's really not so much about the model than it is about the light shining on it. Round, curvy and soft structures will present near to no opposition to a light source flushed at them, like sunlight, thus they will reflect that light more uniformly into the lens, capturing the pictures. Combine that with a dewy and smooth skin texture, giving a very slight but efficient fuzziness to the lines, and you've got a very soft figure coming back at the lens, no big risks, and the same ease goes for more or less all angles. Now take a rougher or squarer structure, it's already not going to fit in that consensual, easy, smooth photogenic. Shine the same diffuse sunlight on, say, someone with a square jaw, high cheekbones, and long Cleopatra nose, someone sort of like Maria Callas or Benedict Cumberbatch, and it's going to be completely different and even deemed not photogenic. Light is going to bump in all those pronounced features and creates more and deeper shadows, and break that smooth glow we see as photogenic. What you learn is that where some people pull it off with, well, basically good genetics for photography standards in our time. Other figures and bodies require special light care, composition, artistic attention, and finer work, to reveal their natural photogenic. Oh, it's there, just gotta show it. Go on, call Maria Callas non-photogenic. And on top of this I used the word consensual on purpose, meaning that we've decided that a few types of light give out the more or less correct impression of someone impersonating our contemporary stereotypes. But it's all very subjective. At least from the artist point of view. I personally, for example, can't work much around the white, flat, gap advertisement type, there's nothing to it for me, good for highlighting a product, not so much to enhance someone's looks and outer beauty. I much prefer models who will allow me to play with contrasts, so that have very rough lines, for deep shadows and high whites, that requires, for all models, a special kind of lighting I can't get with just natural light or no post-production. Just an example. Finishing this up, about the being ugly and photogenic or vice versa, 2 anecdotes about 2 figures I've had the chance to meet and in a photographic context, 1 woman, 1 man, for parody. I once had Kate Moss come into our studio for a shoot. Yes, the Kate Moss. Let me tell you, I have never seen a plainer model walk around the studio in my life. She was just, I won't say dull, but really not impressive, in real life. And then she stepped in front of the lens. And when I saw the pictures, I understood. She was just transformed. Magnetic. Crazy thing. A few months later, we greeted Vincent Cassel, you know, that French bad boy actor, with the eyes and all, can't really say he's not handsome, all things considered. And this was back in 2002, so 15 years younger too. Well, we could only get a couple of decent pictures out of him and basta, the disappointment, and he looks amazing in film. Some people are also just filmogenic. Winky face. Remember, beauty is subjective, photogenic is scientific and has nothing to do with beauty, and photos 90% of the time undergo at least a little, if not a shitload of complex post-production editing.